Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we will be giving the upcoming movie 28 Years Later, Bone Temple, the RRP treatment. What is RRP, you ask? It stands for React, Review, Predict. So stick around and see if we can predict what's going to happen in the next installment of the horrifying zombie franchise.
Trying to predict the future is a discouraging and hazardous occupation. In fact, it may not even exist at all.
I cannot see.
Before I go through it, let me give you what I thought of the first 28 Years movie. I'm a big fan of the original 28 Days Later, but as we probably all know, it's very different. I will say on my second watch, I actually quite enjoyed it. It was a bit more fun, slapstick. I guess I've just stopped caring and stopped taking it seriously, which is kind of sad. But the first time I went to watch it at the Toho Cinema in Shinjuku. And as you can tell from my reaction, what was the point in that movie? I didn't enjoy it very much. We were actually late turning up to the cinema. Unfortunately, we weren't late enough because I was still on time to see that cringe and overacted opening scene with the priest. But after the silly opening, the montage was pretty cool. It felt very intense. And seeing all the flashbacks and all this patriotic imagery, it made me feel really proud and scared for some reason. But that intense montage, I loved it. And from there, it was kind of downhill. The different kinds of zombies, like we were in some kind of Dead Island video game, like with boss zombies and zombies that spit venom. Who knows? In this next one, maybe we'll have zombies that shit out a virus antidote. I don't know. The middle section of the movie was just generic zombie Hollywood movie. It was all right. It wasn't what I wanted from a 28 Days Later movie, though. It just felt like a very American TV movie. And then the ending, I have no idea either why a load of pedo cosplayers, or cosplaying pedos? No, pedo cosplayers? I have no idea why a bunch of Quimmy Savils randomly can do ninja shit and save the guy. It is what it is, whatever. We move on. So first, let's give the new trailer for Bone Temple a watch and see what we can see.
To predict the future
Feels like a opening montage kind of feel again. That's what the trains look like nowadays. Was it Mexican standoff? Wow, wow, wow. The audio in the first movie was... It seems like they're carrying... Ooh, the zombies had clothes. Quimmy Savils. Uh-oh. Did she have a cross? Upside down cross on her head? Like the guy's chain. Just can't take that serious. Who was that he threw out? What we see here looks like the old man is crouching down. Could be injured, could be looking for something that he dropped, but I think he's trying to trap the big fucker. I hope that's a piece of skin that he's peeled off a victim. Or someone he saved, sorry. Good to see that he has his own trailer now. We're seeing a bit deeper into the doctor's life. But I didn't understand from the first movie, maybe I was missing it, how he just lives on some random piece of fucking island with a little moat around it and a bridge and the zombies can't go there. I don't get it. We saw from 28 Weeks Later, they will just fucking run straight through water until they can't physically move anymore. So I don't understand how a little bit of pond will keep them away. Unless they've evolved and they're different now. So we see them in a standoff together now. Is he going to capture the guy? Is he going to experiment on him? Make him his love zombie, if you know what I mean. Now this looks like a new person, and I can't tell if it's a flashback of this is the big fucker, the guy, or if it's a new person completely. But the zombies look less disheveled. They've still got some loincloths. So it could be a new character, but it could be a flashback. It looked like the big zombie, same physical features, the hair, the beard. And then we get the new gang of people who have all been caught by the Quimmy Savils. It's giving me Walking Dead vibes, to be honest. And I'm all up for some senseless violence driven by a Catholic schoolboy with daddy issues. But I just don't get it. No, he's not wearing so much orange stuff here. So this also could be a flashback. But we don't know what he's burning. And she has the upside down cross on her head. Initiation for the Quimmy Savils, maybe? I was hoping they would go into a more populated building, town, city area. There's much more things you can do. Is that Grenfell Tower? They get to the Bone Temple. He looks pleased with himself. Maybe they've been looking for him for a long time, or who knows, maybe they do business together. He looks like he's expecting them. Now, the throat slit zombie is way more human than we've seen before, so either this is a giant flashback to the beginning where things were not so devolved, or he is a fresh kill. He's a fresh turn, which, I mean, I guess they still have to worry about it so far in the future. Right, this is a guy. This could be the Alpha Zot. I guess it's not a flashback. Now, the boy is protecting somewhere that is being burnt down. It's got a caravan, and obviously a big main building is burnt down. I can't quite make out the rest, but the next clip, it does look like it could be the gates to the island, but I'm not too sure about that. Well, there's either he's just turned and killed them all, or he caught them up. Survivor on train crash, derailed. They're all dead. They're not zombies yet. They're still humans. So again, this could be a flashback. And who knows who it is under there? Quimmy Savile. Now, who is this old man being thrown out? We've not seen him before. He's homeless. He's well fed. He's not skinny like the Cillian Murphy zombie from the first trailer. But who knows? Maybe this is the Cillian Murphy character. Although he's aged badly for only 28 years. He's jacked. I can't actually tell if that's the doctor or just some mad ritual guy, to be honest. From what I've just seen in the trailer, it looks like this movie could include a lot of flashbacks as to what happened in the past, which is obviously what a flashback is. We see zombies wearing clothes, we see fresh people being turned into zombies. This is something we didn't see in the first 28 years. But we also see in the Doctor's trailer, we see photos of the Doctor in the past, we see a flashback of the people on the train enjoying normal civilization before everything collapsed. This is all helping us reminisce and take us back to before a time where the virus was spreading. If the movie is not mainly one big flashback, I think the Doctor decides to study the alpha male after finding out that the alpha male had a kid with another zombie, and that kid turned out to not have the virus. I mean, we assumed it was an alpha male's kid, but now that I'm thinking about it out loud, we didn't actually see if that was the alpha male's kid. He looked pretty protective over it, but we never seen them actually get the deed done. It could be just like this is his pack. If they get pregnant, they're all his kids. But now the Doctor knows that the zombies, the males are still fertile, the females are still fertile, and together they somehow managed to have a child. I mean, I guess they're just animals. And that baby is not infected. As a doctor, I don't know why he hadn't considered this yet. I guess the Doctor maybe assumed the disease would pass on, like we see in the real world with AIDS, heroin addiction, being a disgusting Man United fan. It all passes on from the parent. I think the boy is going to go on a rampage. He's going to join this Savile group. They saved him. He doesn't know they're evil yet. They're obviously a bit dodgy, but he thinks, oh, well, you know. He doesn't know who Jimmy Savile is. Although, if Jimmy Savile were alive, I'm sure he would know who this kid is. Can I do pedo jokes? Anyway, the boy is going to go along with them, and then he's going to find out how evil they are. And we saw the skeptical girl with the upside down cross on her forehead looking all shocked when I assume she saw the Doctor, but she's seen something. And she looks skeptical of the whole operation. And I think together, either voluntarily or forcibly, they will try to either stop the Savaliers, the Quimmy Saviles. They will try to save some innocent people, or they would just try to escape. And this is how the Quimmy Saviles end up finding their way back to the Bone Temple. I'm not sure where the kid's dad comes into it, or where the Islanders. Island boy. But I think in this movie we're going to find out that the Quimmy Saviles are actually a small fish in a big pond, and part of some bigger, sicker, more violent network that keeps everything on land in check. Kind of like The Walking Dead. Perhaps they're the rabid dog that acts as a scouting party. One of the pre-release photos of this actually hints towards it, unless that is a behind-the-scenes photo and I'm getting it completely wrong. That ritual that we see at the end of the trailer, I think that's the big bad new boss of the second movie. And I think the Quimmy Saviles have reported this Bone Temple after following the boy while he's trying to get home, possibly with that skeptical girl trying to escape back to the island. And he'd come across the Bone Temple and report it to their higher-ups, and the big boss wants it. After all, the tagline for this movie that we keep seeing is, "Fear is the new faith." And this guy could be the one driving the fear in all the people. Something that even the Quimmy Saviles are scared of. Well, the Bone Temple could just be a pit stop on the way to the island. Quimmy Saviles see it, report, come back, and he follows their trail. He finds a doctor, gets information, gets all this stuff, whatever, and indoctrinates him, takes him away, and does this ritual at the Bone Temple before moving on to take the island. But that's my take on the general direction that this movie is going to take. Let me know if you have any other ideas or if you saw something that I didn't see. Cillian Murphy is in this movie, but as far as I believe, we didn't see him in the trailer. Unless he's that old man on the train, and I really hope he's not. But I think we are going to see him at the end of the movie, much like we saw this bunch of cosplay child rapists or child rapist cosplayers at the end of the first movie. We're going to see Cillian Murphy at the end of this Bone Temple movie as a hook to bring us back for the third one. I've had some thoughts that this movie is going to be a big flashback. I've mentioned it a few times already. And one other thing is one of the photos that we saw of the alpha male zombie. And I know it's just a kind of behind the scenes photo, so they can't have a third leg swinging around the place. But in the photo, he's wearing a loincloth. Now, this could show that they're going to have flashbacks all the way back to where they're trained and people are happy and it's modern day, all the way to a little bit further away from right now. Hopefully the reason for the loincloth on the alpha male is a flashback. I don't want it to be that the bone guy captures him and covers up that swinging python for modesty. And I hope it wasn't because in the first movie people were offended that there was a huge dong in their face. I don't think that's the case, but you never know. The only backlash that a huge dong like that should have is it from slapping thigh to thigh. Maybe if they have covered it up, the second movie won't be as much of a flop as the first. Overall, I expect a lot more zombie action in this, with a dose of dialogue just to help the world building. I think we're going to get a lot more world building in the Bone Temple, but it's all leading to a climax in the third movie. I think there will be some creative gore. In the first movie, there was quite a few different things, bits and bobs here and there, the big dong for example, but we didn't really get any answers as to what has happened in the previous 28 years. I think in this one we're going to get more answers as to what's happened in the 28 years leading up to this point, leading to the big resolving climax in the third movie for the modern day global situation in the third movie. But this one is about bringing us up to speed now. The first one was an introduction. The second one is about bringing us up to speed and filling in the gaps. But I don't think we're going to get any information outside of the island. We're not going to find out about what the world reacted, about how the world reacted, about what France are doing. We might have someone in a village somewhere talking to some Frenchmen on an old radio, and they have conversation and they say some bits about what the world is like or what they think of the island. But we're not going to get any solid answers, or the camera is never going to leave the island. We're quarantined as well. If you think I've missed anything, or you think the movie is going to take a different direction or something else in the plot, please leave a comment, let me know. And remember, whether it's having a nice day out with your mates or having your head ripped off by Long Dong Silver, there's always something to smile about.